So I've learned from my few years as a teenager that teenagers are pretty distant from their parents. That's a normal thing. That's part of life. But I've also learned that what parents do to try to resolve that is to try to be as relatable as possible. They'll try to be super relatable. They'll try to reference the newest TikTok trends, the newest YouTubers, the newest shows and movies. Even this poster right here. I love it so much as a gift, but you already know that the person who made this was trying to be as relatable as possible. The big problem with this whole philosophy is that most of the time it just doesn't work. I could list so many examples, which I will, but most of the time it's just embarrassing for all parties, which leads me to my point, which is not everything needs to be relatable.
When the drip is respectable, but the chips are impeccable.
So let's start with some bigger examples that a lot of people have seen. So we all know about Finsta now.
Will you commit to ending Finsta?
Whatever that was. We know about dabbing just dying. We know about Pokemon go to the polls. These are just like big examples of like politicians and big figures trying to catch on to trends, and it just does not work. And it actually ends up killing the trend, so that really doesn't work. So that's unfortunate. But another reason why being relatable isn't always a good thing, and it doesn't really work that well. Let's go to personal examples. I see this every day in my personal life. I think most notably, recently admin sent out an email that said not to follow a few TikTok trends which were destructive. But one of them in particular, the slapping teacher trend. First of all, do not slap your teachers. Do not. They're just living their lives and you're just making it so much worse. Don't slap your teachers. They're good people. Trust. But I also have never heard of that trend in my life, which I think is very interesting, which I know admin is trying to look out for the teachers and trying to make sure that they're safe. But at the same time, I don't really think a lot of the students have been exposed to this trend, and this is kind of just like new information that kind of shows how distant adults are and teachers are from their students and what their lives are. Leads me to my third section, which are fixes. I don't think this needs to be fixed, because I think sometimes it does work. I know on TikTok, occasionally I'll just see a bunch of like older people doing a trend and it just blows up because it's so funny, because they, of all people, should not know about teenage humor. And sometimes it works, like this poster, like it's just kind of cute, you know? Yay. Thing with admin that I talked about, it is necessary. Like, as confused as I was reading that, it is a good thing that they're preventing their teachers from being physically harmed, because nobody wants that. Alright, at least I hope nobody wants that. Sometimes it does work, like I think with little kids appealing to what they enjoy, like some songs or some TV shows, I think that really works for them. It just stops working in teenage years. I'd be surprised if there are any adults really watching this, but even for students, like if you're mentoring someone or teaching a class or something, you don't need to be relatable. You don't have to dig into the newest trend, and if you think that will help, most of the case it won't. Sorry. In essence, you don't need to be relatable and how you talk to teenagers. We're not really little kids anymore, crazy, so we don't feed into trends and what we like as much as when we did when we were young. You can just relax a little. We know how to talk. You know how to talk. We can have a conversation. It all works out. So you don't need to be relatable. But that's been it. Have a great week. For Scott Center, I'm Ethan Mann.